peak. This shit's peak. You know what's funny? This was actually given to me by Carty like 2-3 years ago when we were like selling each other stuff. I think it's just an A4 printout, but yeah, man, he gave me a poster, bro. This is like a one-of-a-kind, bro. A4, bro. They say you don't mess around with this shit, man. Hello, everyone. ThomasFan261 here, and welcome to my non-spoiler review on An Unlikely Fandom. This documentary has been in the works for a long while. Obviously, things like COVID delayed it, and from what I remember, I'm pretty sure I donated to the Kickstarter in 2020, maybe 2021, a long while ago. But it's finally here, and I was very lucky to be able to see an early cut of it recently, and here is my review. So let's start off with the positives of the documentary, and where do I even begin? So let's talk about my expectations first before we go into it. I was expecting this documentary to be pretty good. Not something that I was blown away by per se, but something that I would really like to sit down and watch and potentially show my parents. Also, forgive me if I keep looking here instead of here. My phone camera is right here and the viewfinder's here. Sorry about that. Anyway, let's start off with the positives. Now, if there's one thing that I really struggle with documentaries, it's that I find it really hard to care about the interviewees of the documentary. And while yes, me knowing who the interviewees are previously because I'm in the Thomas fan base, I found myself really caring about the people who were interviewed in the documentary. Even though we only got to talk to them for a short while, I really connected to some of them. I think my favourite person in the documentary is definitely Luke Ryan. I don't know too much about him, but honestly, I was captivated whenever he opened his mouth. I could not look away. But his interviews felt so raw and just personal to me. But don't get me wrong, everybody in this documentary had something unique to say. And something I really enjoyed about the doc is just simply how professional it feels. I know that's a very surface level thing to say, but it just simply feels really professional. The camera quality, the audio quality, and as somebody who studied film and TV for 2 years, I was blown away. Also, as a film student who loves cinematography and just beautiful shots, this was eye candy to me. Well done, Curry. Well done. No spoilers, but the opening sequence to the documentary might just be my favourite part. I was not expecting what the intro was, no spoilers of course, but I, once again, was completely and utterly blown away because it was so out of left field, but so greatly appreciated. I also love the home media acknowledgement. Me and the boys, thank you, Curry. Now we get on to the quote-unquote bad things, which don't really exist in this documentary, but there are some things which I think could have been done a little bit better, and a couple of nitpicks. So the main thing that stuck out to me in a couple of parts was that there were certain emotional beats that didn't quite hit for me. I think it comes down to the fact that some of the interviews were cut down in the editing, so it does feel a little bit iffy sometimes, especially when it's an emotional moment. There isn't enough time to breathe in certain moments, and while I understand you want to have it be somewhat snappy and fast-paced because the interviews are being cut between each other, some moments just didn't really sit particularly right with me because it didn't really leave enough time for it to be emotional. But don't get me wrong, those moments are very few and far between. Another thing which I have a quote-unquote issue with is the pacing during the middle section. I think it comes down to the fact that at the start of the documentary you get to see all these new people for the first time, and at the end it's kind of them wrapping up, but in the middle it's them talking, and while yes it is engaging, I feel like they cut between two people a bit too frequently, and that again connects to the fact that some emotional beats don't hit because they didn't leave it for long enough. And I just want to clarify this is just my opinion, by the way. This is not a factual review or anything like that. It's completely subjective. Just form your own opinion. I beg of you. Now, did I cry? Now, if you know me personally, you'll know that I cry a lot at things. Like, I cry a lot more than most people do at things like TV and movies. Like, the amount of times I cried in the Ahsoka series, or Star Wars Rebels, or Clone Wars, or Breaking Bad, is not even funny. And did this documentary make me cry? Just a little bit. There was one specific moment, and I know when people watch it, they're going to know what I'm talking about, but there's one moment which was a big surprise that I was just there like, oh my god, what? Like, oh my god. And yeah, you'll know what I mean when you watch it, but yeah, I got a bit teary-eyed. No tears going down here, but there was some swelling up, shall we say. I did not expect to cry going into it, but honestly, it got me a bit. So if I was to say review this on Letterboxd, what would I give it? Me personally, I would give it a solid 4 stars. For a fan project, it is impeccably well made. The passion and heart oozes through every single frame, every single second, every interview, every single shot just oozes with personality, and it is just beyond peak fiction. It's not even fiction, but you know what I mean. It's so good, man. I'm not being paid to say this. I'm just genuinely really happy how good this turned out. And I cannot wait for my Blu-ray copy to go all the way up there. The documentary releases on the 27th of November 2023, and I hope you guys enjoy it just as much as I did. Final words to the production team and everybody involved. Well done. Be proud. Oh yeah, and stay unlikely as well. Bro, am I going to ruin this thing, bro? I'll rip out, I swear to God, I swear. Yeah. Bro, I'm going to sell this, bro. Kari, if you send me like a PNG of your signature, yeah, I will sell these for like £80 each on Etsy, bro. I'm going to make bank off of this.